Um, what's an introduction again? PhookiNada Blair here, another little mini informative for fun Monster Hunter video. Furious Rajang's coming. Hold on. Hold on. You know what? Before I even continue the script, I say Rajang. Some say Rajang. And you know what? It doesn't matter. Anyway, Furious Rajang's coming to World in a couple days, and I wanted to provide some of the newer hunters, like the people who've only played World, some information on what Furious Rajang is and exactly why this is kind of a big deal. So, you remember how Devil Joe appeared in high rank, and he probably kicked your ass the first couple times that you played against him? And then you got to G rank, and then you learned what Savage Devil Joe was, and he literally killed everything. You know, every monster, Elder Dragon, you, just everything. He just murder everything. And then Seething Basil was also a thing, but we're not going to talk about him here. Furious Rajang, he's the Savage Devil Joe of normal Rajang. He's the very, very angry and very, very deadly version. And you're probably wondering, why does he exist? Because normal Rajang's already kind of a nightmare. And, yeah, that's a fair question. Not one that I can answer anyway. So, I'm going to front load this video with all the information, just so all the people that want to know all the differences up front can get it right now. If you want to watch an actual fight, you can just continue watching to the end. So, Furious's base state is Rajang's powered up state, his golden state. So, that obviously means that just in base, he's faster, hits harder, and he'll have more health. And more often than not, you'll probably notice this in the background footage, Furious is usually bigger, and that can come with it some really weird hitboxes. I mean, in GU, those hitboxes are stupid, but in World, they'll probably be a little bit tighter, but we'll see. Furious has a couple changes to his mechanics as well. The armor mode, like hard arm mode thing that he goes into every time he gets really angry in a normal fight, Furious can do that whenever he wants. You'll see in the background footage that not long after I start the fight with him, which I wasn't doing well at all, he just goes straight into that armor mode. He will do it constantly, so you've got to get used to bouncing off of his arms. You've got to get really good at picking up on his openings. So, just like normal Rajang, shock traps will work against them at any point, but unlike normal Rajang, pitfall traps work a bit differently. So against normal, you can only use pitfalls against him when he's enraged, so when he's golden. But against Furious, you can only use pitfalls against him when he's not enraged. And if you're wondering, how are you going to be able to tell if he's enraged, if he's always golden? My response to that is, trust me, you'll be able to tell. Anyway, as for moves, at least in the old gen games, so GU in this case, he doesn't have many changes other than the fact that he uses his boulder toss move a lot more, which is something we don't have in World. Hopefully they'll bring it back. And that jump and cannonball attack he does comes in threes, and it has kind of ridiculous homing. So you're gonna have to pick up on that, but that is also a big opening. After he does his 3 cannonballs, he does have a pretty big opening there. And I guess I didn't mention the obvious thing, that he hits really, really hard. Like, really hard. We're talking like, in GU, he will literally punch you out of an area. It is kind of ridiculous. On top of that, it's important to note that I'm pretty positive that they'll give him some more new moves in World, and they'll probably bring back some of the old ones that I just mentioned. And I also really hope that they bring back his armor set. If I don't show my character using it in the background, then I'll throw up a picture of it at some point. It just looks amazing. I know some people, their initial reaction to seeing another Rajang, whatever, as one of the new monsters for the March update was, they were kind of disappointed, but I'm super excited. If you've never fought Furious before, then You don't know what you're getting into. If you thought Rajang was bad, or if you thought you've got him down, you really don't know anything yet. I mean, his main gimmick is like, yeah, he hits harder and he's faster, but they're going to make it something of a spectacle in World. I'm almost positive about it. And because of that, I'm making this video so you can get as much information as we have on Furious Rajang in the old games, so you can be a bit more prepared for when he comes in a couple days. I might make another video like this for Raging Brack, but Raging Brack is a different story. Anyway, if all you wanted was the information on Rajang, then that's it here. Thanks for watching. But if you want to stick around for the rest of the fight, I'll pop in here and there and say a couple things, but besides my very messy commentary, just pay attention to his moves and I guess enjoy. The fight is a solo fight, me, my two cats, in multiplayer G-rank difficulty. So it may look like I'm doing pretty bad or I'm taking a while, but you gotta keep in mind, this is multiplayer difficulty, so cut me some slack. He has a lot more health than he normally would in a solo. Let me go ahead and say that although I'm very rusty in GU, I do consider myself to be a fairly capable player, but even with all the skill I think I have accumulated, I know better than to underestimate Furious Rajang. Sorry for my less than stellar camera work. I don't want to die. Anybody wondering what that rush is? That's his grab attack. It looks a little bit different in World. Same mechanic, except his grab does a shit ton more damage. Like you might have probably just barely heard me say in the old commentary.
Wow.
Yes, obviously he still has his grab. He uses it a bit more liberally. It does a lot more damage. As you probably already know, the grab in World works very differently. But whether or not you take damage over time, or it's that big, like, slam against the wall, then the punch down that he does in the World,
Where'd he go?
it's going to do a lot more damage. I think I actually might... No, it was in a different attempt, but I died because of a grab. A lot. Look out for it.
Keep that stamina full. Anybody that's played World and hasn't played this game before and is wondering why the longsword looks so different, this game has different fighting styles or hunting styles per weapon. I'm using Valor style. If you don't know how that works, this is not the video for me to explain. You should search it up. It's cool. Or I can make a video on it. Either one.
Gonna go ahead and quiet myself down here again. Yeah, so I said this wasn't the video for me to explain Valor style, but since I'm doing post commentary, I can go ahead and do it. So you'll notice every time I sheath my weapon, I get surrounded this blue glow. That's what I like to call Valor dodge. Once you're in that state, you can dodge any attack, and you take about, I think it's 30% of the damage you would take from the attack normally. And it fills a little of your Valor gauge, which you see is in the upper part of my screen. It's that glowing blue gauge. So for Valor Longsword, you only have access to the basic attacks. You cannot complete a Spirit combo. You can only go up to Spirit 3. And in order to go into Spirit mode, you need to fill that Valor gauge. But once you fill it, you get this blue Spirit mode, which is equivalent to red Spirit on a normal Longsword. You get access to a whole new Valor Spirit combo that's really strong. And you also get access to a Valor counter, which I've used plenty of times in the video already. I'll probably use again a little bit later on. Also, there's Hunter Arts. I probably used one while I was speaking. Mine is Unhinged Spirit, and it's just this really cool looking slash. It gives me Infinite Spirit.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage.
So at this point, I'm going to start speeding things up. I'll only slow down and commentate whenever I see something that's worth talking about. But for the most part, I'll just leave the rest of the fight. I'll put a list of the music I used in the description, but all the music I'm going to be using in the background are from Devil May Cry games. So keep that in mind. Owned by Capcom.
And by if you let him, I mean, if you stagger him enough, usually you can mitigate how long he's in armor mode. It doesn't shorten how long he's in armor mode, it just doesn't feel like you're being so oppressed. That's his enraged state. Fucking Super Saiyan 3 looking ass.
If you can't tell, I take a percentage of damage whenever I use that Valor dodge. That chunk is a percent of how much damage I'd be taking from that hit. Just remember that whenever I dodge like that. A percentage of the normal hit. Furious hits very hard. And honestly, the moves aren't complicated or anything. That's just his gimmick, just like in World. Rajang, however you say it. He hits hard and he's super aggressive. You want to stay on your toes. Never, ever get cocky. Doesn't matter how good you are. He will clap you. And I'm now realizing that I don't think I got any supplies for this mission. Any for airdrop supplies. I'm not seeing them. I should have gotten them by now, pretty sure. Oh, it's popping up, and I don't want people to have too many questions, so... My cat is not... Oh, good shit. I don't know where he went, so I'm just gonna do a dive. This thing in the ground called Y Whisker's Horn. It makes all these horn abilities of my cat more effective against themselves and others. It also, I believe, increases the amount of healing you get from AoE healing, like life powders and infested life. I can't double check or fact check that right now for obvious reasons. Did he go this way? Ow. Oh, true health point, thank God. Armor horn? Oh, yes. It's like having an armor skin, or adamant seed, I guess I should say, since it's not very... Yeah, if you're wondering why I'm missing a lot of these mounting attacks, you can't turn in midair in this game. That is a luxury given to us by World. Alright, he's not in range or armor mode, so his hits aren't doing too much right now. My armor's pretty good, and I 8 for defense. Keep that in mind. If it seems like the damage is underwhelming, I 8 for defense, I have a mega armor skin, and my armor is, well, White Fatalis armor. That's like super endgame, and it's fully upgraded. And he jumped that way, so we're gonna follow him. I actually think he's in area 9, not in area 6, but we'll have to make the tractor go all the way around. Oh, no, he is here. Alright, now he's enraged. I know I said this in pre-commentary, I don't have any traps on me, but the way traps work against Furious is different, so if you're someone that likes to trap the monster for damage, then you have to keep that in mind. We want him to come all the way over here. So we can attempt a mount attack. I have to hit him in the arms though. So the mount attack doesn't count arms or body. Jump back? No, that's not what I want you to do. There. That big line that appeared when I did the mounting attack. That's how we know we did mounting damage. I'm gonna get hurt. I'm gonna die, actually. Oof. Alright, we know he's in Area 6. We did not expect to do this deathless. I'm not trying to go ahead and use my other sets for this, but... as well as I was doing, he still annihilated me. take all of this. We should still have a max potion if I was disciplined. Yep. Alright. Well done, well done, Snake. Keep you for long. Grrr! Why are you here? Thanks. We just don't want to get hit by that tremor. We can and will follow up on the tremor often. Just give me the mount! I feel like I've been trying for this thing forever. Yes! Alright. And now it's a matter of being able to do it. Is he giving me an easy cycle? Yeah, he is. I think. Oh, well, I can just brace as long as I want because my cat's giving me infinite stamina. Nice! Nice, nice, nice. Boom. That was a lot of damage we just did. A lot of damage. And he retorts. That's true health thorn. I don't have to heal right now. I shouldn't have healed there. He turns and... Okay. I'm not really using my own spirit properly, but... He's in armor mode. We don't want to get too cocky. I'm just gonna dive. Just gonna go for a cheap spirit combo here. I could have gone for a Valor spirit combo there. Oh, I was going to. Didn't get to finish it. He does not stay on the ground for long. Ooh. Look at that. If you look up at him in the air, you can kind of tell where he's going to go. You don't always have to roll out of that attack. Roll or dive. I just walked into that. Okay, we have time to heal here. And now we can just run. Now we can heal again. Alright. That jump messed up our dodge. I was gonna dive there. He's big enough where sometimes if you hug the inside of his legs, he'll just go over you. I don't know if they're gonna downsize him in World, but that size can work for and against you. You stagger him during his boulder attack, he will drop the boulder. Alright, he went to a different area, which is good because we need to sharpen. It sucks, but the Wide Whiskers Horn is not coming with us. I would have asked a friend to help me with this, but they're all playing better games or something. It's all good. We don't need friends to kill multiplayer Rajang. Uh-oh. We lost him. Okay, thank God, found him. And he doesn't see us yet. He's going armor mode while I'm buffing up. How appropriate. We both grab our buffs. We both start fighting. Oh, armor mode. I wasn't ready for that. Alright, he's going after my cats. That was my last life powder. Damn it! attack right now. Woo, he's dying.
Where does he sleep on this map? He went that way. Maybe he sleeps in 5? Alright. We're gonna give it a moment. Ready for the final duel, Rajang? Let's do this. Oh. That was anticlimactic.
Yep, that's it. I know the fight was sped up and a little bit messy, but hopefully that does enough to show you how hard this fight can be, how damaging Furious can be. Sorry for how messy the second half of the video was. I just really wanted to get something out before Furious Rajang actually makes his way into World. So, if I make one for Raging, it'll be a cleaner video, but I'm not making any promises, because Raging Brack is a nightmare. Since I didn't use too many tracks, I'm going to list them here at the end. The very first track was Nico's theme, Devil May Cry 5. Second one was Divine Hate, Devil May Cry 3. Right after that was the Duel, Devil May Cry 5, the Virgil theme from Mission 19. After that was the Nine Hells fight, Devil May Cry 3, Mission 1. And the very last theme, which is what's playing right now, is the Garage theme, main menu theme, Devil May Cry 5. Anyway, you can catch me talking about some other random crap some other time. My name is PhookiNada Blair. Happy hunting.